What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the black and red PS5 that's been going around the internet and talk about if it's real, also just how amazing it looks. And let's start there. I mean, this thing, I guess I'll skip to the end of this. I do think this is probably photoshopped. I do think this is probably fake, but let me tell you, this is very, very cool. I love the look of it. I know a lot of people obviously did have problems. A lot of memes were created, a lot of just funny things in general were created on the PS5. I like it for what it's worth. I like what it looks like. I mean, it definitely does look weird. It looks like very alien-like, right? It looks very much like a modem, even like for the internet. So I do agree with all those things. At the same time, I really do like the colors. I love the white and black. I love that that's kind of the theme that Sony is going for. And then obviously, this popped up around the internet. Capture the moment. Give your team a jump start. Trying to sell basically Xperia products, and you see the black and red PS5 as well as the PS5 controller. Now, when I first saw this, the first thing I kind of thought of was, would they do something like this for like a Miles Morales thing, right? Miles Morales basically has those same kind of colors. We know that's going to be pretty much what Sony is going to go ahead with this fall to sell their console. Now, it may not even be Spider-Man Miles Morales, may not even be a PS5 exclusive game, but it's definitely going to probably seem like it from what they're going to probably tell you, right? I really do think they're going to push this game very, very hard, that this game is going to be really, I mean, yes, they'll probably have more stuff in August when they do their State of Play there. Maybe Silent Hill will be it, but besides that, maybe that Kenna Bridge of Spirits, but like Horizon Forbidden West, that's not this year. Really any other game you can think of, a big AAA kind of game, those are not this year. So Spider-Man really is that big game. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, well, like, could this be a leak for some sort of model that they do with Spider-Man? I think that would be very cool. I think that would be very smart, again, considering this Miles Morales, although again a DLC, like a kind of a spin-off, an Uncharted Lost Legacy kind of thing, it's going to sell incredibly well. It's going to be a very high seller. So to have this with it, and also, as we go on in the PS5 life cycle, we're going to see different versions, right? With the PS4, obviously there's a lot of different versions depending on the game that came out. Obviously there was even most people have a PS4 now that are going to actually have it, but even we saw with The Last of Us Part 2, they had a Last of Us Part 2 designed PlayStation 4. So we know that that's kind of a thing. Now, what doesn't normally happen, though, is those color changes. When we have the PS4, yes, you have different versions, and they're kind of modeled off of games, but they're not always changing colors, right? You really don't see any really wacky colors for the PlayStation. To have it be black, and also obviously black matches what we've gotten for a very, very long time with PlayStation, makes sense. And we also know that the PS5, and even Sony has said it, going to be a lot more customizable than in the past versions, right? And I think when you hear that, you probably think of, and even I think of, like, you probably can swap out certain things in terms of technology in, maybe like the hard drive, stuff like that, in the PlayStation, or I guess like its storage unit, right? That's the first thing I think of. What if they meant, though, that there's going to be, and I think you can read it like this, what if they mean that there's going to be a lot more, like, different versions of the PlayStation 5, that there's going to be a lot more, not just versions based off of games, like exclusive games that come out, but versions that are literally different colored, right? We saw, kind of like mock-up PlayStation 5, the DualSense controllers of all of these different colors a few days after, obviously, the normal version came out, and there's some incredible color blends that you can really put together for the controller. And I wouldn't doubt, honestly, throughout the years of the PS5, over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years, that we're going to get some different colored PS5s. I think it makes sense. I think it's, is it a smaller thing? Yeah, I do think it's a smaller thing, because I think most people would probably just get the base version, okay? Whatever the base version of your console is, whatever console it actually ends up being, I think is probably going to sell the most. The rest of them you could sell for, more money. They're kind of just cooler things. They kind of just help fans, I don't know, feel like they're heard, or they're respected in that way. So it definitely does have its place in terms of marketing and selling. It definitely isn't the biggest thing in the world, though. I wouldn't be crushed if this version doesn't exist, right? If this is actually fake. But at the same time, I think it could be super, super cool. The thing you just got to be careful with having, especially new consoles, is having too many of them, too many versions of them at launch. I think you already see, with Xbox and their 50,000 versions throughout their career, but also now we have this time both versions, or both systems, both manufacturers, Xbox and PlayStation, both going to have disc version, both going to have digital version. That's already, especially for a PlayStation buyer, right? If you bought PlayStation consoles throughout your history, right, of playing games, already now there's more decisions than ultimately you would have had to make. So already there's two different versions of the PlayStation. To then have additional like color blends will be interesting, because you gotta know that if this does exist, if there is going to be like a black and red version, it'll be the first thing to sell out. There's going to be the least amount of them out in the wild to begin with, and then they'll also just be, I mean, I guess probably for that reason, they would be the first ones to sell out. So definitely cool, definitely something that, hey, if it was literally available day one, I'd have to probably think long and hard about getting it, because it definitely does look very, very cool, that black and red kind of blend together. So I would think about it. At the end of the day, though, I would not be surprised at all if it ends up, Sony continues their marketing, they talk about it, and this never gets brought up. It's just never a thing that actually existed, right? I would not be surprised at that at all. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think this black and red version is real? Would you buy it if it was real? Let me know your thoughts. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I will see you guys on tomorrow's video.